Namaskar, this is Akhilesh Bhargav. Welcome to Tidbits on Business and Finance with me. As a ferocious second corona wave continues to torment India, continues to hit and impact India, what we are seeing is that unlike last year, when the central government had quickly imposed a pan-Indian national lockdown, this year it has been unwilling to do so. The central government this year has left it to various state governments to decide what do they wish to do in order to contain the spread of the deadly virus in their respective states. Many states have imposed their own versions of a localized, contained, regionalized lockdown. And while these may be statewide initiatives, their collective impact has already been felt on the national economy. The national economy has already slowed down considerably and production in many industries had dipped substantially. Various sectors of the economy, which were anyway reeling under the crisis, now are seeing a deepening of the crisis. And the worst impacted of the lot has been the MSME sector. The MSME sector has anyway been the most vulnerable part of India's economy. And while it was yet to get out of last year's crisis, what it sees now is a fierce onslaught of the COVID virus on its fortunes, on the fortunes of the entire sector. Last year, in order to support the sector, in order to give it some kind of a financial and banking support, the government had announced a moratorium. It had announced a restructuring. While that applied to every possible sector, the MSME sector was meant to be a major beneficiary. The purpose of it was to ensure that a massive bank default loan, a massive buildup of NPAs in the MSME sector, in the unorganized and the informal sector does not take place. That was one of the prime purposes of last year's moratorium, last year's restructuring. What was contained last year, that is a massive buildup of NPAs, was now likely to take place this year on account of Corona coming back. The second wave was too much for the sector, which anyway has had extremely fragile finances. The MSME sector, the informal sector, the unorganized sector was certainly on the brink of yet another massive wave of NPAs, and that would of course impact the banks also directly. Worried bankers had thus besieged and approached the Reserve Bank of India for monetary and regulatory relief measures in order to prevent a massive buildup of NPAs, particularly in the MSME and unorganized sector. The banking and NBFC industry had three particular requests to the Reserve Bank of India to come out with a monetary policy and regulatory initiative. And what were the requests? The first relief that the industry, which is banks and NBFC, sought from the RBI was grant of yet another moratorium period of at least 3 months. The purpose was to ensure that repayments are contained at least till the time when the corona goes back or the sector stabilizes such that it is able to start servicing loans again. So the first demand was another moratorium period of at least 3 months, particularly for the MSME sector. The second demand of the banking industry of the RBI was that the NPA recognition norms, the default recognition norms, be put on hold for some time till the entire economy stabilizes, and so does the sector. And the third was that banks be permitted to give some kind of liberalized working capital limits to all those units who deserve it, so that they are able to meet their current expenses and see themselves through with the present crisis going on. The worst affected on account of the COVID crisis, on account of Corona coming back and on account of a slowing economy have been the healthcare sector and of course the MSME sector. And both these sectors needed support. This was also a matter of concern of the bankers who have been asking Reserve Bank of India to come out with various relief measures. The RBI governor today, in an unscheduled announcement, came up with such measures. He said that the Reserve Bank of India continues to monitor the situation all the time. He said that the RBI will provide all possible resources and instruments in order to shore up livelihood, in order to prevent any kind of collapse of entities in the economy. He said that the Reserve Bank of India will reach out to all, including the smallest and the most vulnerable sections of the Indian economy, which according to him particularly are the small entities and businesses which at a grassroots level have been bearing the biggest brunt of this COVID wave coming back. Looking to the macroeconomic condition of India, looking to the impact of coronavirus on the Indian economy, and looking to the financial market conditions, the RBI governor today made some key announcements. The first relief measure that he announced was making available 50,000 crores by way of on-the-tap liquidity till 31st March 2022 with a 3-year tenor. He said that money is being available at repo rates to banks for onward lending to the healthcare sector and all those impacted by the COVID wave. Banks are expected to lend this money to hospitals, to pathology labs, to ventilator manufacturers, to oxygen manufacturers, to importers of these items, to pharmacies, etc. The purpose is to strengthen the sector and make money available. He said that he expects banks to use this money and build a COVID loan book, and this lending will be treated as what they call priority sector lending. Among other persons who are expected to be lent money from this tap made available by the Reserve Bank of India to banks are all those persons who need money because of a medical crisis faced by them on account of COVID. So the first is putting 50,000 crores on the table to be given to all those who have been impacted by the COVID wave. The second, he said, is the Reserve Bank is making available 10,000 crores to small finance banks, and that money, he says, is meant to be given to small borrowers, all those who borrow less than 10 lakh rupees from small finance banks. He also said that small finance banks will be allowed to lend to microfinance institutions who got asset base less than 500 crores. In other words, the purpose is that this money should go to individual and small borrowers who badly need the money for their own survival. The most important announcement that the Reserve Bank governor made today was relief to the MSME sector by way of a restructuring scheme. He called this Resolution Framework 2. Under this scheme, all those MSME units whose loan account was standard as of 31st March 2021 and whose loans from the banking system did not exceed 25 crores, these units are eligible to approach banks and seek a restructuring of their loans. Of course, they should not have taken any restructuring benefit last year. Under this scheme, MSME units would get an additional moratorium period of 2 years and a longer period for repayment of the loans. The scheme also says that all those MSME units which had undergone restructuring last year and whose repayment period was less than 2 years can now seek an extension of their repayment period to 2 years so that they also get the benefit of a longer repayment period. The focus of today's measures announced by the Reserve Bank governor was on the healthcare sector, was on the MSME sector, was on all those who have been impacted by the second corona wave. What the RBI governor did not announce today was any kind of a moratorium which various banks had been seeking of RBI. In our opinion, there are various reasons why the Reserve Bank of India would be averse to announcing any kind of a moratorium again this year. And what are they? The first one, last year's moratorium coincided with a national lockdown of the economy. With the national lockdown of the economy came a cessation of economic activity such that the cash flows of borrowers also came to a standstill. A moratorium was the most obvious thing to do when borrowers' cash flows had come to a halt on account of a policy of the central government. So last year's moratorium made sense. It coincided with a national lockdown, which has not happened this year. The second is, whenever an across-the-board moratorium is announced, then banking and economic activity in the country comes to a standstill. It comes to a halt. And the government has been desperately trying to prevent that happening this year. So we were, of course, not expecting that there would be a moratorium announced again by the government through the Reserve Bank of India. The third is that a moratorium entails a loss to the banking system and also to the government of India that we saw last year. And perhaps both of them think that there is no need for it to come back this year. Further, if you see, Many eligible units have already got their loans restructured along with the moratorium last year. Why would they be given that benefit again this year? And finally, under Resolution Framework 2, which has been announced by the Reserve Bank of India, units are eligible for restructuring their loans, which comes with a moratorium period of 2 years. Thus, all those who are going to be eligible for a moratorium will get it through a restructuring of loans. And therefore, there was a very clear thinking that there need not be an across-the-board general national moratorium be announced on all banking loans. We think that this relief was needed to be announced by the Reserve Bank of India. But then, as the crisis deepens and as Corona continues and we are far away from the peak, perhaps more such measures we needed as we see a sagging economy. This is Akhilesh Bhargav signing off till we meet again. Namaskar.
Hello everyone. HW News English is 2 years old now. When we started this venture, we promised ourselves one thing, that news should remain free, because right to know is the right of every Indian. But to keep news free for everyone, we need support from some of you. And thus we have rolled out membership on our YouTube channel HW News English. But mind you, the membership is completely voluntary. The programs that we were doing earlier, that we are doing now, will continue to remain free. First level is a basic level. Here you can be our supporter by paying rupees 199 per month. This membership gives you certain perks and benefits. The perks include unique badges in front of your name, a live show from Mr. Sujit Nair and from Mr. Akhilesh Bhargava per month for our members. You can also vote in some exclusive members-only polls. Now the second level is Super Supporter. Here you can be our Super Supporter by paying rupees 3,999 per month. This membership will include every perk that comes with basic level. Additionally, our Super Supporters can be a part of a WhatsApp group where we can have discussions and suggestions on various topics. The second perk includes a gift pack with our merchandise. And the third perk is a Google Meet with Mr. Sujit Nair, where you can join the meet and ask your questions to Mr. Nair face to face. Lastly, if you like, we would give a shout out to our super supporters in our programs. So, hope to see you soon with our badges.